You ever see one of those deals online that just seems way too good to be true? A tiny price tag for a massive promise? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of these offers. We're going to figure out how they work, what they're really selling, and what we can all learn from them. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, think about it. $7. It's maybe a fancy coffee, right? But online, that same $7 can promise you the entire world, or at the very least, a huge flood of internet traffic. So let's frame this whole investigation around that one simple question. What does $7 actually buy you in the wild world of online marketing? So for our case study, we're going to look at a real-world product. It's called Christmas Traffic Boost 30. It's a digital product sold on a pretty popular marketplace. And honestly, its promises make it the absolute perfect example for us to deconstruct, piece by piece.
All right, first up, the $7 traffic promise. This is the shiny object, right? The promise that's dangled right in front of your face. Let's really break down what's being offered here. And the very first thing that jumps out at you is the price, just $7. That is an incredibly low barrier to entry. And you gotta understand, this price point is a really powerful psychological tool. Marketers call it an impulse buy. I mean, for $7, why not just take a chance? What's the worst that could happen?
So what do you get for that $7? Well, they promise a whole lot. You get a set and forget system, 30 days of traffic without you lifting a single finger, and hey, it's perfect for beginners. They even throw in something called super affiliate training. These are all major buzzwords for anyone who's ever tried to make a little money online. Okay, moving on. Let's decode the sales pitch itself. This is where we look at the language of persuasion, because believe me, these words are not chosen by accident. They are very carefully designed to get you to click that buy button. Take a look at this phrase right here, 100% hands-free. I mean, that's marketing gold. It speaks directly to a huge pain point for people, not having enough time or, not having the technical skills. It's selling the dream of passive income. And here, you start to see language that creates a sense of exclusivity, of urgency. Hidden traffic gems. That implies you're getting access to some secret that nobody else knows about. And buyer traffic, that's a key term. It suggests these aren't just random visitors. These are people who are ready to pull out their wallets and spend money. And there it is again, set and forget. They repeat this phrase constantly. And it's a classic marketing trick, right? The more you see it, the more you start to believe that, yeah, maybe this really is an effortless system. But who's actually sending out all these persuasive emails and messages? Well, that brings us to the engine that powers this whole thing. It's the business model working hard behind the scenes. See, a lot of products just like this one rely heavily on what's called affiliate marketing. Basically, the person who created the product recruits an army of independent marketers, affiliates, who then promote the product to their own audiences. And for every sale they make, they get a commission. In this case, it's a 50% cut. So how do you motivate that army? Well, you hold a contest. This is brilliant. It shows exactly how product creators get affiliates to promote like crazy during a short launch window. They offer cash prizes for the top sellers, which creates this huge surge of marketing activity. All of a sudden, the product seems like it's everywhere at once. Let's get into the mechanics. We know the promises, we know the business model, but what actually happens after you pay your $7 and give them your website link? Where do the clicks come from?
So, according to the sales page, the process is very hands-on, from their side anyway. They use this phrase, manually added, to suggest that there's personal care and attention here, as opposed to some faceless automated bot. It's all about building trust that a real person is handling your order. The technology they mention is a traffic rotator. And this is a pretty standard tool. Just think of it like a revolving door. People come to one main link, and the rotator sends each person to a different customer's website in the line. Your link is just one of many in that rotation, and you get a share of the clicks. So for you, the customer, the journey is incredibly simple. You pay, you submit your link, you wait a little while, and then you get a tracking link so you can see the clicks come in. It perfectly matches that set and forget promise from all the marketing, doesn't it? The package has 4 main parts. Of course, you get the main thing they promised, 30 days of traffic. But look what else they bundle in. Some affiliate training, a list of top websites, and a tracking link. You see how they frame it as a whole toolkit for success? It's not just one little service anymore. Now we've arrived at what is probably the most important part of our whole analysis. We've seen the big, bold promises,
But what happens when we scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and actually read the fine print? First, you see these huge claims like, this traffic is 100% free. So they're framing your $7 not as a payment for traffic, but as just a small fee for the setup. It sounds like an amazing deal, right?